Before the 16th century, the definition of black included derogatory terms such as deeply stained, soiled, and dirty. This made me think of the fact that that if this is the definition for so long of black people, and in chapter 2, Black Trash, it talks about how blacks were known as savages, and basically the untouchables of society because they were inherently criminal. It stated in chapter 2 that a black man could not stand next to or interact in any way with a white man because there was a fear that the white man would be tainted. So, in my mind, I'm thinking, what does all this oppression have, if any, effect on future generations? And in chapter 4, it talks about black people hating the fact that they are black. So this discrimination caused self-hatred through generations. My question is, should we, or should white patriarchal society feel guilt and shame, but guilt because it still happening because they have the privilege. They have something called white privilege, and it's just basically being privileged for being white. And because they benefit from it, and it is still going on, should they or should they not feel both shame and guilt? Now, in chapter 5, the author agrees that a little bit of shame goes a long way. So he agrees that shame helps a society. He also disagrees that they should feel guilt because he feels like it wouldn't help our society. Now, the difference between shame and guilt is guilt is outward and shame is inward. So guilt, you would feel bad for something you did to somebody else because you're awaiting the repercussion, you know. And shame is more of an inward, but there's no repercussion. My thing is, if it's still going on and you're still benefiting from it, should you or should you not feel at least a little bit of guilt? Now, I think that guilt is pivotal because this is how we start changing stuff. Even now, um, it's a lot less subtle, but you still have laws that target minorities, and you still have um, oppression of African Americans and now Latinos through the justice system and through society, where it causes people to feel self-hatred, even though what they should feel is proud. And this is what I got from the chapters, is that the black trash in chapter 2 is directly linked to the self-hatred in chapter 4. The question being, does this connection have us, or should we feel some guilt because we caused through historical oppression, because white people caused through historical oppression a situation to where even nowadays people hate themselves for being who they are.